Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Cinema A to B. Today, Ben and I are going to be talking about the 2019 movie Ad Astra, starring Brad Pitt and directed by James Gray. So Ben, I'm going to throw it right to you. How do you feel about this?
I had seen it once, not in theaters. I didn't get around to it. I still regret not watching it in a cinema. I really, really, really like this movie. In fact, I think this is one of the more underrated films from 2019. I think it's a really underrated movie, period, probably from the last decade. But it was totally mismarketed. I felt like the movie was largely greenlit off of the success of something like Interstellar and Gravity, and it was marketed as this like space action epic, and it has elements of that, but at its core, that's not what this is. This is a very deeply philosophical character study with the backdrop of deep space exploration at, the environment that they're in, but it's really Pitt's character's film, like through and through. It's honestly, it's more focused on him than even Interstellar is focused on McConaughey's Cooper character. Like, Pitt dominates the frame from beginning to end, and the character undergoes a huge shift, emotionally, spiritually, like personally. In fact, I think I like his arc much better than like Cooper. I don't know that Coop is much different at the end of Interstellar than he was at the beginning. He's pretty steady. And I'm not comparing. These movies get a lot of comparison. Interstellar is a vastly better movie.
But it's very different.
I really like this one a lot. It offers a lot. It offers a little more thought, introspection than Interstellar. Interstellar is definitely a grand, like, sweeping epic. Doesn't really make you question your own existence as much as this does. But yeah, I'm curious what you felt on a rewatch, because it had been every bit of 6 years since I sat down.
I did luck out and saw this in the theater.
Okay.
And so I went to see it, and I think I saw it I can even tell you, I think it was with Laura. Yeah, Laura and I saw it together. So I don't really know what her thoughts are. We didn't really talk about it after we watched it and then on the rewatch. But I walked away going, this movie is stunning visually. Like, just the way the cinematographer shoots this and shoots Pitt. I mean, it's not even so much the space aspects of it that's stunning. It's just the shot selection of the framing of how everything looks, of how it changes kind of Pitt's power and what dynamic he is in. Like, that in and of itself tells a story. But I'm going to go back to kind of what you said. Like, this is a character piece. This is very much the same thing that I think hindered First Man. Everyone thought it was about a movie going to the moon and not a character piece. And that's what I think this is. Everyone thought it was like going to be more like the space epic, the space odyssey, and it was not. I kind of liken it somewhere in between like a 2001 like Interstellar mixed together kind of feel is what I get with this. But it's so much about the character of Pitt's character, but it's about his relationships with his family, his trust of the system, like all these things kind of break or get broken or get, tested throughout his time. So it's just him coming to terms with himself and what he has seen himself trying to be and trying to do, just to have that fall and be basically thrown away in the last little bits by his father. And then the space comm, which he's dedicated so much time to, just kind of uses him and wants to get rid of him in the last thing. And like, these are things that like he has put his whole self into, and then all of a sudden they just kind of cast him aside and don't care about him anymore. And this is the kind of like character like destruction that's happening to Pitt, like what he's going through. And he does a fantastic job of showing that and kind of working through it. The only thing that I'm still contending with, and on the rewatch kind of hit me a little bit more, is the narration of how much does that work? How much does it not work? I mean, obviously some of it works of like him talking about, like doing his little psych eval stuff, but it's just interesting.
I think it needs it. I think it comes off as too art house with if you dropped the narration. Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah. I liken it. I was starting to think kind of like Blade Runner of like, would it feel like, like the director's cut or the final edit of Blade Runner when you take away the narration, or is it going to actually truly lose something?
Well, I don't know if I agree with that comparison because the Blade Runner narration was so dense. It's so heavy. This, it's kind of peppered, plus plus his own psyche vowels that he gives. But yeah, I think it needs it. It's tough because a lot of this is the character internalizing anyway, and you have a very controlled facade. I mean, you have a guy whose supposed claim to fame was that his heart rate would never really gotten much higher than like 80 or 85 beats.
Yeah.
Regardless of what he was doing. So I think you need kind of that narration, that interior monologue to understand like where he's kind of coming from. I like this film's use of like real sets and locations, and everything is lit in a way that you kind of wouldn't really expect. Like it's a very striking looking movie. The thing of it is though, is at times it's absolutely like ugly. And I like that, not in a technical sense, but like they didn't need, when he's on Mars, he's underground. He didn't I was like, why would you light underground Mars red and yellow unless you wanted me to feel uncomfortable there? But it's like they're underground. There's no reason that it should look like that. Like it should just be standard lighting, but it wasn't in the context of the film. It is a very uncomfortable place to be. It's the last like secure base for Spacecom. He doesn't really even want to be there. And the red and yellow lighting is just like pretty unsettling. Yeah, they make the ships, they're all very utilitarian. The lighting's really ugly, which is kind of accurate. Like, go and watch Interstellar. Like, Nolan makes spaceflight and deep space exploration look like you're at the Ritz-Carlton. Like, everything looks really nice and clean and clinical. And in this, it's like kind of dingy, which to me feels more authentic. And this movie feels so much more dangerous than Interstellar did. Like, everything's trying to kill him. The pirates on the moon, which, by the way, that sequence is superb. On the lunar rovers, with them coming after him, is just tension building. There is just exquisite. But yeah, that, I'm kind of sick. I laughed when the gal that came after him with the gun in the ship, the last ship headed from Mars, and the booster kicked in, and she just smashed her face on the back of the capsule. I kind of let out a terrible person. She's trying to kill my guy, Pitt, man. But it's just very gritty. I don't know if you noticed the room he's in where he records the laser message that gets beamed to his dad. That's a real room. That's one of those, there's only a couple of them on the planet. That's one of those rooms that there's no sound, can't carry.
Nice.
It's real. Okay. And he if you watch, there's a top-down shot as he walks in, and he's on like a mesh netting. That's really what the floor is. And then the whole bottom side under you looks just like the top. But they've had these challenges now where they challenge people to go into these rooms and see how long you can last, because it'll kind of drive you mad.
Really? Okay.
Because you can hear, it's so quiet, you can hear your heart beating and like the blood rushing through your ears, and like it's very disturbing. And so there's been I saw recently they were doing a challenge of like, can you last like, an hour, 20 minutes, like, and most people don't last very long but that's what he's recording the messages in it. It was really neat how they lit it, and like that they selected that as the like a transmission point for voice messages from Mars. Was like, that's really cool. So that sort of thing, there's kind of a Spartan look to a lot of the locales. Like the Mars bunker is just like cinder block, and
which makes sense. I mean,
it feels, the movie feels uncomfortably like authentic.
Like if we were going to be on Mars, this is what it would look
it's like that's what it looked like. It was like, ugh.
Well, I mean, especially because since without like a true atmosphere, you're getting most of the rays of the sun. They're not bouncing off like here, and so like there's a lot of more radiation there. So you would bury yourself underground. Like it wouldn't be like The Martian where you're just kind of like zipping on, living on top.
It would make way more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
You between the winds and no winds.
There's not enough air in Mars for winds.
Dang it, you're ruining my illusions of Martian storms.
Yeah, there's not at all. A strong storm on Mars would be like a light breeze here on Earth.
Really?
Like, yeah,
that's so disappointing.
Yeah.
So is there any good reason to be under the ground then?
The radiation, because like they don't have their atmosphere is not thick. That I forget exactly. I'd have to like look it back up, but they don't have like we bounce off a lot of like the really like higher like gamma rays and other stuff.
What about like meteor impacts or anything like that? Stuff striking it. That'd be probably a good reason to be underneath.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because you're gonna have because it does have craters.
Right.
I mean, we have craters, so we've been hit by stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
But
no wind. So disappointing.
Yeah.
Watch too many movies.
There is wind, but it's just not a lot. It's not anywhere. It's not like I said, a bad storm on Mars would be like a light breeze. Like you'd actually be like, oh no,
because there is no atmosphere.
No, there's just it's just too thin.
Yeah.
Too thin of a air cover for really to kick up anything. But I want to go keep it on the Mars aspect. The one thing I think they did a fantastic job as well, because yes, the room where he's doing the laser message is eerie, but I don't know, like just his solitary room where they're like projecting what are supposed to be peaceful images or like to remind you is absolutely like freaky. Like there's something about what they've done that unnatural. Just makes it eerie. Yeah, like unnatural. Like it didn't calm me down. Like it's not like I'm looking at this. I'm like, I mean, some of it obviously is Pitt's character is storming around in it, but like just looking at those images, I'm like, this does not feel good. Like this makes me uncomfortable.
I was getting Soylent Green vibes from that because at the very end when the guy volunteers like for assisted suicide, basically they show you like green fields and deer and running water and stuff, and this is supposed to calm you down.
No, it doesn't.
I do like that everything in it is a rocket. Like there's no shuttle.
Yep.
Of any kind. Like it's tried that. Sorry, didn't work.
Yeah. Not very well. I mean, basically, they're in the future they're still using a typical lander like we did in the Apollo missions. Just a little bit better.
Yep.
But that reminds me, talking about the moon, I love the commentary on the moon and how corporate has become.
Yeah.
Like because it would be so real. It would be so real. Like the moment the moon becomes a tourist destination, or like people going,
it's over.
Boom, it's over. The company's there building up, making it into basically
Starbucks is there.
Like
it's
Earth
all there
on the moon. Yeah, they just bring up all the same problems and issues and tiers of people just up to the moon. Yeah. I love that.
Eventually, same with Mars too.
Yeah.
Cohagen, give these people air.
Give these people air.
Yeah.
Funny. No. So this one, like I completely understand why it has such a low rating.
I do
IMDb.
too.
I understand why
the pacing is pretty.
And so for the listeners, we just literally recorded Spy Game before this, which is another Pitt film, and in there I said Pitt really didn't do many art house films. This
feels kind of like an art house film.
This is his art house film. Though, of course, it's way late into his career, and so he's, he's well established, so he can do this and not really get that hurt. It's not too much of a gamble. He can have something that, and at this point, I think he's already producing as well.
Yeah,
movies. But this is just, I think it's I agree with you. Like I was actually not nervous, but I thought maybe you wouldn't have liked it. I don't remember if we ever had talked about it before.
We had a brief discussion, because you had said you'd seen it, and I was like, okay, I guess. And then I think you let me know when it was available for streaming, and I did watch it that year and really liked it. But yeah, we didn't really have much of a conversation on it. But I appreciate these philosophical kind of questions on the human experience and are we alone in the universe? Like I was going to ask you, I think this might be the ultimate like Fermi paradox movie, period.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That despite the size of the universe, the evidence, all the evidence suggests we're it. And that's the big takeaway with the end of the film is that's the truth. His father can't accept it. He can, and so he's willing to change how he approaches people in his life. And I love that line of like, I'll bear another's burdens as they'll bear mine.
Yeah.
The whole end monologue is excellent.
Well, and just goes to show the change that he has done through all of this. He got the right answers from like seeing his problems and being. I mean, no offense, meeting your father who left you at 16. I mean, how many 30 years later, 20 years later, however long it's been, and then him to tell you that I didn't want you. I was basically. Oh yeah, I just wanted to know. I could not care less about you.
Yeah,
like. And you've done all of this to try to like follow in his footsteps, to be approved by him, loved by him, and then to have that thrown in your face. Like, that's got to just tear you down. And for him to go from like that, I'm not going to be my father, I'm going to change.
Yeah,
is like that's huge.
Well, he embraces his own humanity.
Yeah,
his father in this quest, this pursuit to find intelligent life that he's convinced exists, despite all the evidence to the contrary. I mean, 30 years of them being at the edge of the solar system. And I love the montage, like, well, it's not really a montage, but like where Pitt talks about his data upload of like, they had discovered numerous planets and they were in stunning detail, exquisite, like awe-inspiring, but beneath the surface,
nothing.
There's nothing there. No love, no hate, none of it. We're it. And yeah, Tommy Lee Jones, Commander McBride, like he cannot accept that. In his own pursuit for finding it, he shed his own humanity, basically. It's really interesting. That's the stuff that I think is really thought-provoking with this in a way that a lot of other space epics really aren't. And its ability to be kind of daring and saying, in kind of embracing the Fermi paradox of that, no, there is no intelligent life. That's it. The blue marble's it. And I'm not endorsing either way, but if that's true, it offers a sobering reality because like you can't keep chasing this stuff. If there's nothing on the other side of it. Like, or at least if you're going to, don't shed your own humanity. Because he doesn't give up being an astronaut. That I really like. He's still got the NASA suit on, and he's doing his
Spacecom.
Well, but I thought he was NASA. Was he not?
I don't know. They don't really go into it. I just know it's like the military wing of NASA, I believe that he's a part of.
Okay. Which is Spacecom's 1985, I think they started. Space Command. Yeah. U.S. Space Command. But I thought, for some reason, that he had a NASA patch or something.
He may have. I didn't pay
Or maybe
attention.
it was the people that he was passing when he's walking out. By the way, the intro is really cool because you just think he's in some sort of getting ready to go to a launch pad of some sort. You don't realize he's already in the upper reaches of the atmosphere, getting ready to work on an array. It's like, yeah.
That was really cool.
That sequence is cool.
I can tell you, in the theater, it was
I bet that was
stunning.
good.
Yeah, it was really good. Now, it didn't do like an IMAX switch like some of like Nolan's stuff does, which I think that and a couple of the other scenes would have really worked for it.
Yeah, it would have
really helped, but it still looked gorgeous. Like, I mean, I walked away going, again, like it's vistas and Interstellar of all the space stuff is much better. Just to look at, like the black hole, the planets, all this kind of stuff. But
no,
like
Interstellar's another level of movie entirely.
But
I wouldn't even compare them.
But I was still stunned at how good this looked. And again, go back to the framing and just how they use the camera angles just to make this movie feel alive and work. And so like, I don't know. It's stunning to me about this. Yeah. I just can't talk enough about that. That's just fantastic. But I'm going to go back. So I found something else. I feel like I said it was a blend of 2001 and Interstellar. I got to add a third one. It's a little Apocalypse Now-ish.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Going to like see Kurtz.
I could see that. Yeah.
Like,
there is
that kind of descent into madness kind of thing. Or like,
and see, that's what I kind of lacked. I wanted to see, you get these shots where you're like further away from him during his 79-day trip from Mars to Neptune. And he's struggling psychologically, but I almost wanted there to be more visually conveying that. I don't know if there was a great way to do it or not, and it's because he didn't really like enter hypersleep. Like he had a feeding tube and stuff, but it seemed like there were stretches where he was awake, which is just brutal.
Yeah.
So if you start doing the math on the whole thing, like he's gone for quite a while.
Yeah. I mean, like over a year.
Yeah. Which is insanely fast. Like,
yeah.
I was kind of curious, like what speed are those rockets actually traveling if they're pulling off that kind of time?
You got to think it's like 2 points from Earth. He was like 2.6 billion miles.
Yeah.
To Neptune.
Yeah.
Where they were at. So I mean, Mars. It takes a couple months, I think, of travel time.
They could make it shorter. There's ways of pulling that off, but
it all depends on
if you slingshot and stuff. But
yeah. But,
I remember listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about like you can't. It makes sense because everything's like in orbit and rotating and flying through space, but you can't chart yourself where Mars is right now. You have to chart yourself where Mars will be.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, that's tricky.
And not only that, it's not the sun in the center and we're all like revolving around it. Because you got to also forget we're also moving through space around the Milky Way. So it's really, we're actually behind the sun rotating around it. Like it's, your mind will kind of shatter when you take a look at what we look like floating through space.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely a unique entry in the genre for me. And that's because of the emotional toll that it kind of takes on him. And then philosophically, like his embracing of his full humanity and what it is to be human and to love and be present in the moment. And
so to put in perspective, going back to this, Voyager 1 has been going since 1977 and is only 15 billion miles from Earth. So it's almost 50 years in space, and it's like,
but its velocity wasn't.
No, it's not the same thing. I mean, and it wasn't. It was basically like sent, and it is just floating. It wasn't on jets or rockets or whatever for long burns.
It's still going to be a long time before Captain Kirk encounters it. VJ. Maybe the worst first entry in a major series movie ever. Star Trek. Star Trek 1. Brutal. Just brutal.
Yeah. But they followed it up with a really nice one, though. Two was
yeah. Yeah, we should do Wrath of Khan.
We should.
Yeah, we should.
Well,
add that to the sci-fi list.
Oh, it's going on there. That's already on my list of ones that we're going to talk about. But yeah, we're recording this well before we do it, but this is going to be somewhere in the season of Sci-Fi.
It's like I'm making the decision right now. That's right
now. Well, you can always edit this out.
It's fine.
So if you're in the midst of the season of Sci-Fi from Cinema A to B, know that it was just talked about briefly a little bit before this, like a day.
Just sliding episodes around.
Yeah. Just like, hey, we're just going to play fast and loose on when we record them. It's not like this game, the thing is 6 years old. It can wait another couple weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I just got to comment on, because we've already commented on previously in other films, but Donald Sutherland is amazing. Like, just kills it all the time. Whenever he's on screen in anything I watch, he is just phenomenal. Like, and I don't think he gets enough credit. I don't think his name comes up enough when we talk about fantastic actors. But there's just something about his delivery, about his screen presence, that he just steals the show. Like, or just, he's just commanding. And not in like his character's commanding, but just him, like, you gravitate toward looking at him. And this is a guy, like, he's quite, aged at this point, working alongside Brad Pitt. And you're just like, still can go toe to toe with him and make you go, oh, hey. But yeah, no, I really like, I'm sad that it's such a short amount of time, but I love his performance in this and his character, and just the, that kind of building that camaraderie and then kind of going against Space Command. And
well, it makes so much sense from a casting standpoint. It's like, well, who would have come up with Tommy Lee Jones's character that's an astronaut that's going to have kind of the gravitas that he's got? It's like, he's in he would have been in a short list of actors that I think you would have selected. And Tommy Lee's really good in this.
Yeah.
I've read he's not a super pleasant guy to deal with.
What? That is surprising.
Which kind of fits the way the character's written.
He's not acting. He's just like, he just stumbled on the set and he's just like, I don't care about you.
He's a big cue card guy, by the way.
Is he? Really? He doesn't learn his lines?
No.
Interesting. That is
like Brando.
Yeah, but that's
like Brando towards the end. I think Brando memorized his lines early on, but then eventually really just started setting cue cards up around the set. But yeah, Tommy Lee's been known to do that.
Interesting. Like, I can understand. No. I mean, like, there's just a level of difference in acting, in my opinion, of that you get from having memorized the lines, where you're that comfortable you can kind of say them without thinking and focus on other aspects. Where if I'm reading it, like,
maybe,
like, yeah, if I've read it a bunch of times, I can still emote and know where to emote. But I mean, having it memorized really helps. But
but their exchange is good. By the way, Pitt wanted the director to change something in that scene where Tommy Lee tells him, I didn't care about you or your mother. I didn't think about you. There's a tear that streams down Pitt's right eye. And Pitt's like, Pitt saw a screening of it, an early screening, and told Gray, we're in 0G. It should like come down and like float off. And Gray's like, no, I don't care. It's more impactful if it goes down. We're not gonna stay that committed to the 0G environment for that moment. It, like that it's down on your face like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's a powerful moment.
It is. Yeah. And he just says, I know, Dad. Yeah. It's like, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot to unpack, because it's not even like just his journey to see a father that he didn't really know. There's a whole tandem thing to like mythology of like traveling in the descent and like, and then meeting like God with that, like meeting your creator. And unfortunately in that case, finding out your creator didn't want you. Yeah.
Didn't care about you. Yeah.
Which harkens back to another Pitt movie with Fight Club, and maybe we're God's unwanted children. Have you entertained the possibility that God doesn't even like you? But no, you have that going on where it's like even more than just a father and a son. It's like the created and the creator, and it's not a great exchange. It's like,
no, not at all.
It's not. And Pitt the character exercises forgiveness, because he's like, you need to, why don't you come with me? And obviously that doesn't go to plan, but by the same token, I liked that McBride, senior McBride, Tommy Lee Jones' character, doesn't try to stop him from detonating the facility. Like, I liked, he wasn't able to let go of like being out there, but he was okay with like knowing
He had to stop the antimatter
I had to
stuff.
stop the surge stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the character wasn't completely gone, although he had killed everybody.
His entire crew, yeah.
My gosh.
And then just left them floating there to rot.
Yeah, in the airlock. Yeah. Or in that part of the life support. By the way, I'd forgotten when they encounter that like ghost ship.
Yeah, the
Dude, I forgot.
medical
whatever.
Yeah.
I forgot that it was freaking
Baboons.
mutated, like,
Whatever
it was
they
terrifying.
were. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those things were gnarly.
So they did a great job, both in the moon battle, in the buggy battle, and then here, of just getting the fear factor up, of getting the danger up. And both of those were just absolutely on the edge of my seat going, oh my goodness, what is going to happen next, kind of a thing. So like, just really, really well done.
Yeah, it's got some great moments that are unexpected. Yeah, I felt like I was on there are elements of the journey that are a little predictable, but overall, I remember the first viewing going, I don't really know where this is going. And I like that about it. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good looking, and you're right, it's a great looking movie. It's stunning.
And I like it so much better than the prequel, Space Cowboys.
Yeah.
Because both
Donald Sutherland, Tommy Lee Jones. And who else is in that? Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. Yeah, he directed it too. Well, and so there actually is a nod to it. Like his spacesuit is actually modeled after
that's funny.
the Space Cowboys.
That's great. That's so funny.
Yeah. So that's the joke. That it is, this is a sequel to
Space Cowboys.
to Space Cowboys.
Well, but wait, they're so old already in Space Cowboys.
No, yeah.
How does that?
It doesn't. Don't think too much. Don't think too much into it.
The math ain't math in there. Of course,
Lightspeed.
Tommy Lee Jones has perpetually looked like he's 55. Forever. Forever. Yeah. By the way, there's a movie, I can't remember the name of it, where he plays an attorney, Marine Corps attorney, like and then it's Samuel L. Jackson, where Samuel L. Jackson's a Marine that's in charge of embassy security.
Yeah, what is it? Rules of Engagement.
Rules of Engagement. So speaking of our love of pre-CGI de-aging sequences, in Rules of Engagement, they go back to a scene of the two of them in Vietnam.
Do they both have long hair?
No, but it's just them still with just green and black
paint
on their faces, and that's it.
It's gonna hide the wrinkles.
It's like you should have casted different actors.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense. That's a good movie, though. It's a good movie. It's a good flick.
It is. My goodness. Well, anything else to add about Astra?
No. This is, like I said, I think this is fairly underrated. Not everybody's cup of tea, but I certainly enjoy it.
If you can sit through in like 2001, Apocalypse Now, those kind of movies, and just the depth of them and what they're trying to say reaches out to you, then, and you haven't seen this, and for some reason you listen to this episode, highly recommend it. But if you thought Interstellar was boring, this is not the movie for you.
Yeah, no, not your... No. May I recommend Armageddon? Might be more your speed. And I like Armageddon, but it's if Interstellar's too slow for you, I recommend popping on Armageddon.
It's right there. Hey,
oil drillers might be in space, might be more your
speed. My goodness, well done, sir. All right, well, with that, we just want to say thank you to all of our listeners and watchers on YouTube. We really appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week with another episode of Cinema A to B.
Thanks, everybody.